Okay team, we should have started last week, but due to the busy schedule, we couldn't. Yesterday, the teacher asked what we were doing about the project. I replied that we hadn't started due to the busy schedule.
Did she show any tolerance?
Yes. She said she understood us, but she told us to submit it soon, and I told her that we would try hard. Now, we must choose different capitals and talk about their famous places and cultural differences for our group project. I've made a list, but first let me say this. I know this project may seem complex, but I expect the team to manage it well. Honestly, I feel excited. For example, we'll get to learn how different cultures exist in each capital. It may exhaust us a little, but I believe it'll be worth it. I was a bit anxious at first, but I've already realised how colourful and diverse our posters will look. Almost like different countries have got their own unique complexion. Each one will feel like a melting pot of cultures. The options on my list are Ankara, Turkey, London, the United Kingdom, Berlin, Germany, Madrid, Spain, Athens, Greece, Vienna, Austria, Beijing, China, Islamabad, Pakistan, Cairo, Egypt, Washington DC, USA, Moscow, Russia, Baku, Azerbaijan, Nur Sultan, Kazakhstan, Ashgabat, Turkmenistan, Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan, Tashkent, Uzbekistan, Budapest, Hungary, and Lefkosia, Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus. I may have missed out some important capitals. We can add more if we notice any missing ones. I'll go first, and I'm taking Rome, no question. The Colosseum, monuments, the ancient architecture, truly iconic.
There is a saying that goes, all roads lead to Rome, and in this case, it's for you.
No doubt.
Good. Then my choice is Cairo. A city where history comes alive with traditions like hospitality, local markets and storytelling. It's home to the pyramids and ancient wonders.
Okay then, inspired by my grandfather, I'll pick Ankara. He lived there for a decade. He once said, Ankara may not have the glamour of Istanbul, but it's the heart of the nation. There's even a saying in Turkey that goes, Ankara is the heartbeat of our nation. He told me it's a city where power meets culture. I couldn't have thought of another capital.
My aunt visited Rome last year. She said that she had admired the Colosseum for years, and when she finally saw it, she felt like she was part of the history around her. She also mentioned that she had felt regretful because she hadn't learned a bit of Italian. She thinks she would have had a much better time in Italy. She also said that Italian people were always full of life, and added that she had never seen such energy before. Also, I think because of her love for Italian cuisine, she told me that she was going to take a cooking class the next time she visited. She said she wanted to go there again.
My cousin feels the same about Cairo. She said she was planning to go there again whenever possible. She told me the city was full of energy. She said the locals were so warm and generous. They had even invited her for a home-cooked meal. She admitted that she had taken photos near a mosque during the prayer time, without any awareness.
Oh, what happened next?
She said a woman had noticed and helped her at that time. The woman explained the cultural etiquette with a smile, and she requested her not to share the photo on social media. My cousin also said that she'd seen the same woman the following day on the street, and that she'd invited her to their house for a dinner that evening.
She might have accidentally offended the people there?
Definitely. Without tolerance, it can't have been so easy. She later said that the next time she visited, She would read more about local customs beforehand. I think she learned a good lesson. She still regrets that and says, "I could have been more sensitive about customs. I would have gone into trouble without their tolerance." Interestingly, they became good friends with that woman, and my cousin invited her family here.
Have they visited?
Not yet. The other day I asked my cousin if they would visit us, and she replied that they were going to visit us sooner or later. She said they were waiting for the right time.
Very interesting.
And here's a story of my grandfather. He said that he'd been exploring Anıt Kabir when he joined, a guided tour about Ataturk's legacy. He told me the museum was a bridge to the past, and he couldn't forget that day. He said he could have spent hours there to witness the respect of a nation for the founder of their country. He also admitted that when he first moved to Ankara, he'd thought it would be dull, but in time, he'd changed his mind. He believes it's one of the most culturally rich cities in the world. He said that every time he walked through the city, he saw something new. He said he was going to go to Turkey again to visit his friends in Istanbul and see Ankara.
We read and heard a lot about Turkey and Ataturk. Our history teacher said to me that Mustafa Kemal Ataturk was one of the most influential reformers of the 20th century. She also said that Turkey's modern identity wouldn't have existed without his vision. I read in an article that in a battle, he ordered his soldiers to fight to death for independence. He was so determined to win and passionate about freedom. Truly inspiring. We should compare the customs in each city. I asked my cousin what customs she'd noticed in Cairo. She said that people were warm and expressive. I've learnt that it's common to greet others with "Ahlan wa sahlan," and guests are often treated like family. She told me that even strangers offered you tea like you were a friend.
What does that mean? I mean the greeting phrase.
Something like, "Welcome, feel at home."
What a nice way of greeting! Impressive.
Awesome!
What else did she say?
Well, she talked a lot about tea. She said, "I hadn't known that tea was such a big part of every social interaction." She also told me that I'd drink more tea in Cairo in one day than in a week home. I think it's the same in Turkey, Iran and Azerbaijan.
My aunt said that people in Rome were very passionate about food, fashion, and football. She told me that Italians could talk about pasta shapes or football without getting bored at all. After all, that's traditional. She added that she preferred to listen during those chats, as she didn't have a good understanding of football. She also said she'd wanted to join a cooking class, but her schedule had been too tight at that time. She added that she needed to plan better the next time.
By the way, haven't they got a fame for pasta and football? Then that's not weird at all. The other day we talked about Italian people with my father. He thinks Italian people are keen on football and pasta. He claimed that they would continue to speak of football and boast about their pasta as part of their everyday lives.
I asked my grandfather what he'd noticed in Ankara. He answered that formal speech was expected in public, especially around the elderly or officials. He added that people showed a deep respect for each other, especially in the way they greeted and talked. He said he'd refused invitations at first, out of politeness. He didn't know that people were very sincere when they invited him for tea or dinner as part of the custom. Later, he said, he'd accepted the invitations and felt more welcome than ever.
Let's include photos of the landmarks. The Colosseum, the Pyramids of Giza, and Anıt Kabir. And maybe street photos, markets, families, everyday life, I mean.
Great idea. And we should mark Rome, Cairo, and Ankara on the map. By the way, I asked Ayşe if she could guide us and provide pictures of Ankara. She told me that she'd been working on her own project and that she would be happy to help us.
Let's also include a section for cultural customs and differences, greetings, gestures, hospitality, even traditional clothing. We could add what people might have misunderstood when visiting and how they adapted. Dad told me that it'd be a good way to raise awareness about cultural differences.
Yes, and let's finish with a slide entitled 3 Capitals, 3 Cultures, 1 World. Because at the end of the day, every capital's got something to teach us. A story, a symbol, and a soul.